Hey guys, how's it going? This is Sebastian coming to you live from the home studio in Old Shirleytown. We are together again. We're going to create some more artwork today. We're going to continue what we've been working on, which is this double-sided skate deck based on the two competing swamp creatures in Marvel and DC. Swamp Thing in DC and Man Thing in Marvel. Both have a lot in common, but both are awesomely cool. Swamp Thing is plant elemental, and Man Thing has the catchphrase, which is whoever knows fear burns at the touch of the Man Thing. I actually haven't read a lot of Man Thing, but I've looked at the artwork a lot, and I find it to be like really, really interesting stuff. So I am really excited to continue working on it. I think I hope you guys will have a good time. We're going to try some different stuff today. I think it's worth mentioning that whenever I'm doing this project, I don't know the answer. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just trying to work it out and hanging out with you guys while we do that. I'm always impressed that we're as successful as we are in the context of that experience. You know, where I'm kind of seat of your pants, kind of rolling with it. You know, and I appreciate you guys coming along. So anyway, we're gonna get right in here and work on this piece. I can show you, you know, what it looked like when we finished yesterday. I don't know if it's harder or easier for you guys to see with the light table, but see, one side is Swamp Thing and the other is Man Thing. I can show you how far we got with Man Thing. You know, we did a lot. You know, I think he came out. You know, that came out really, really nice. I don't know that I'm done with it, but I'm done with it for right now. You know, so I think that we're gonna then we'll just take a look at where Swamp Thing is right now. This is where we left him yesterday. Yesterday I was on Facebook. So that's what's going on. I feel like we've gone a lot further with Man Thing than we have with Swamp Thing. So we got to get into Swamp Thing and try to get that guy, you know, kind of moving. Hey, how about that big hand? I feel like the camera's a little too far over. It's hard for me to see you guys. Cool. So let me tell you real quick a little bit about my programs. My program is called Greenhouse Graphics, which you would probably know if you are at this moment on the Greenhouse Graphics YouTube channel. What we do at Greenhouse Graphics is create and facilitate arts programming for young adults 16 to 26 in our community. My program exists through a partnership with Wayside and the Department of Mental Health. I've been working with this contract for the last 7 years. The mission is to bring arts programming to all the young adults in Central Mass as an engagement method, as a way for them to emote their own feelings, you know, their own ideas. I do a couple of different programs, but Greenhouse Graphics is the most important one and the one that we're doing here. I run an open studio program, which is sort of the key to all of my groups, which is on Wednesdays and Fridays at Tempo Young Adult Resource Center at 68 Henry Street in Framingham. We have a basement studio that we've built over there, and we run the open studio programs on Wednesdays and Fridays from 10:30 to 3. Any young adult 16 to 26 is completely welcome. Most of what we're doing in both programs is finding whatever the young adults are interested in doing, and then I do the best I can to sort of mentor them in the use of that product. We don't have everything, obviously. We just have the things that I am pretty comfortable with instructing on, but we have quite a few, you know. One of the so the virtual programming is, of course, my effort to keep that going during our medical problem. But this has been kind of a great opportunity for me because I can reach more of you guys than I could in the basement in Framingham. I can do a wider selection of pieces because I have more room to spread out, and I don't have to consider other folks in the space and that kind of stuff, and I can work on it for long hours without having to worry about timing and that kind of stuff. So it's been really successful for me. And also, I've been able to create a huge number of videos and they're all included, below here. If you're watching on YouTube right now, if you look down at the bottom of my page, I think I have maybe 40 videos, and then you can also go to my Facebook page, which is the same thing, Greenhouse Graphics, on Facebook, and we have, I think, probably 50 videos there. So please check it out. The opportunity, the intention of creating all these videos is so that folks can be a part of the experience of creating art, or watch art get created whenever they want. Like 3 o'clock in the morning. Whatever you want, whatever you want to do. I think that's that's why I'm doing it. So check it out. If you dig it, great. If not, nothing lost. Right, a few minutes of your time. So today we're going to start with something. We're starting on the Swamp Thing end. You see how many markers I have around right now. It's kind of ridiculous. So we're going to work on Swamp Thing here. This is a skate deck. It is not a legal length skate deck. This is a shorty. This was supplied to us by a skater named Doug Moore. Thank you to Doug if he's out there. And I've been setting up and painting on this piece for probably a few months. I did the initial drawing probably a year ago, and then I've been working on the colors, on and off since then. So we haven't done it all here live, but I'm trying to do a lot of development and trying to, bring it up to kind of, where I'm hoping for it to be. But one of the problems I've found immediately is that I just don't have enough greens. Like the swamp has a lot of greens and browns, and it's beautiful, but all of my greens are kind of dark and similar, and I just don't have enough, honestly, enough greens. So my idea was to try some of these other colors in the airbrush. The other one go. Just one sec, you guys. There's 2 of those, and I only have 1 there. Yikes! Now I'm dumping stuff around. Oh, there we go. All right. So I found a couple more greens. This guy, which is, these are all high flow acrylics from Golden. Great product, really fun, really cool. I use them for the airbrush occasionally, but mostly for basic acrylic painting. I was using heavy body for a long time, which in theory would be back the opposite of this one. And I love that. I love toothy paintings, but they take a long time, and they're sort of expensive relatively. You usually get a lot of paint for that kind of work, even using volumizer and heavy body paints. So I still have a lot, but I haven't really done much work with them in a little bit. So I have them laying around, right? So I figured today, if I have a junk paintbrush that I'm not really caring about, use this piece of crap. So today we're going to just check out some of these colors. If they're worth checking out, using, then we might spray them a little or paint with them a little. To paint with them, due to the fact that the piece is all paint marker at the moment and airbrush, it's hard to add something that isn't like everything else, right? So if I grab a brush and start working in here with the same paint, it'd be cool, but it kind of doesn't totally feel right for me. So as he falls asleep, so I realized that I had these other paints. So I feel like we will check out some of these. This is Sepia, Raw Sienna, and something called Permanent Green Light. This guy is the one that I'm most interested in. Raw Sienna I'm only interested in because I did a project with it and I thought it was brown, because I thought sienna was brown, and it turns out that raw sienna is green. So All I'm doing here is taking a look at what color green this is. And it looks pretty similar to one of the markers we used last night. Let's see. Yeah, no big difference. All right. Yeah, pretty much that background color. But that's kind of okay, because I really wanted to put just a little bit more of a different green in here. So we're going to work with the airbrush for a sec. Right over here I have the, you see that? Let me turn off these logos. Alright. I guess I don't think you guys can see that, but that's fine. All we're doing is using this tank here to clean out the alcohol that I leave in the airbrush. The reason I leave it in there is so nothing gets clogged. It's breaking down paint as long as it's sitting there. If anything happens, like it gets knocked over or anything, the alcohol inside just is moving around, as opposed to putting pigment onto the rest of my stuff. Now this isn't a way to 100% clean it out, because all I'm really doing is sort of rinsing it, right? But right now, all it has is a little bit of brown in it. Black in it. So, by the way, this is an Iwata Eclipse CS5, maybe, I can't quite remember. I have the box over there, but it's the Black Ops Custom, made at Coast Airbrush in Anaheim. This is the most awesome airbrush I've ever used. Very simply just works every time, which has definitely not been my experience with a lot of airbrushes. I probably have 20 airbrushes, and none of them have come through for me every time. Probably my most successful before this was a Grex. Really cool looking airbrush. Worked great for a few months, and then stopped working great. Alright, I just have a really small amount of green in there. Where the heck did my lid go? Oh, there we go. When you have like no paint, you don't really need to use the lid, but I am really good at spilling things. Alright, so here we just want to see what kind of green I'm going to get, and how much different it is from these other greens. It still seems really intensely brown, right? Or maybe it's just me. I am ridiculously colorblind. Alright, let's see if we can... You guys still see there? Alright. So all we're going to do is see if we can get a little... See what happens if we put a little of this here and there. Oh, I don't mind that. I think that looks pretty good. Help to even out some spots I feel like don't look as even as I would like them to. That's the thing with airbrush, is it has this awesome subtlety, which no matter what happens, regular paints and stuff just can't do subtlety that well. Or that's actually not totally true. There's an awful lot of artists out there that can do a friggin' amazing job of subtlety with a paintbrush. But I suppose the deal is I can't. Oh, I don't know if this light table is helping me or hurting me. There's literally only a certain direction that I can see kind of what I'm doing here. And I don't want to take it away from you guys either. See how many markers I sit with here? Alright, there we go. Go. That's a little damage there from some kind of something. Travel or something. Sorry about the noise. That's my compressor. But it only runs literally for a minute. And then it cuts out, so. Can see much of a change there, but I can't. I know that felt like more than a minute. So, that's what that looks like. It's like we're probably almost out of paint here on that. Let's see if we can get a little more down here. Getting low on paint here. There we go. All right. Swamp Thing is a much sort of like darker, more arcane character than Man Thing. Really, just in the writing, you know what I mean? Like I said, I haven't really read a ton of Man Thing. I should, now that I've been working on this piece about him. All right, so we're gonna switch our colors there. Just throw a little bit of water in and use the tank again. And all you do basically is just dump it into this jar. Occasionally it's cool to cover the end and pull it back a little bit. You get some bubbling in your paint. And in theory that's pushing paint all around the inside of the airbrush to get the needle and stuff. I always think at this point in airbrushing there's a natural tendency to push harder because you want it to come out faster, where if you really want to do something you just turn your compressor up and it'll blow this stuff out twice as fast. I'm probably using maybe like 30 pounds, let's see, yeah, about 25-30 pounds myself of pressure. And you hear that sound, that's the magical end of paint sound, which is pretty omnipresent. All right, so this time, because that felt dark, we're going to see what happens with this color here. Just a few drips. It looks much brighter. So we're going to see what happens, you know what I mean? Our thing is slipping. All right. Let's see if I just got paint all over my fingers. All right, so here is our paper. Got a little bit of that last color in there. What do we think? So this is the green we were just using. And this guy looks way, way lighter. So let's take a look. What happens here? quite as I was kind of hoping for. But, it'll get us there a little bit here and there. You guys see that a little closer. So what I decided to do here at the top, because of the, like I was just saying, the sort of arcane nature of Swamp Thing, is I had all of this stuff end in this sea of skulls. But now I don't know. I mean, I don't dislike the skulls. But I'm thinking maybe it'd be cool to maybe work those guys a little bit more or something. All right, I want to add some new vegetation and some different colors. This color here is kind of cool, but I'm looking for something a little yuckier. This is like a yellow ochre. Never pour paint over your artwork. It's stupid. Just because I was just doing it doesn't mean anything. Do as I say, not as I do, says a perfect dad. So right now we have probably raw sienna and the ochre mixed together. See what we get for a color here. Looks like some kind of a burnt yellow. All right, now the swamp seems to have some significant burnt yellow. So I'm just looking to see if that helps our piece here a little bit. A little lightness. That doesn't seem to be showing up great, really. Just adding a little bit more, just a little bit more of something. Always love the way the airbrush creates shadow so quickly and that kind of stuff. Alright, unfortunately I have more yellow in here than I'm going to use. So I'm going to use our bucket, but you can also pour out whatever you have as top material. You know, whatever's in there for paint right now. One sec, I grab my water, which is behind me here. I want to check one thing really quick and just see if I have one of these light colors in liquid. Hold on one second. found a few more colors. Check these out. Poison green and grasshopper. Wonder what those guys are gonna look like. Let's try them. All right, so we got our airbrush. Just got our little bit of paint left in there. Just put a couple drops so we can remove our yellow. Now we just grab our bucket, our tank. All right. So now I could throw another drop of water in here, even though yellow and green are friends, pretty much. There goes my compressor again. And you won't be able to hear it, but I can. Or I did. Alright. I was just thinking. Should probably put something over this bottom just so I don't screw it up while we're working here. I might have a couple thousand too many markers out, especially now that we're kind of moving into airbrush a little bit. Grab some of these guys. There's a little bit more space here. Alright, so I'm thinking this way works a little better for me. So I'm going to try this grasshopper color. I'm going to take a look at what a drop looks like on our piece of paper. It looks pretty yellow. I didn't really shake this, but if you shake it, you can't get paint out. So it's one of those aeration things where you just kind of like stain, you know, wood stain, and then you get the real, you know, the real color. So we got some paint out of there. Let's take a look. Definitely has a kind of, it's lighter. Let's see how it goes. We'll give it a try. Don't have anything in there. Not going to use a lot because I hate to pour paint in the trash if I can avoid it. We're just going to use a little. So I'll tell you, generally speaking, airbrushing, you don't have to use much. It's like, you know, you can get a lot out of a small amount of paint. Which is cool because airbrush paint costs money. So there goes our mix. Huh. I don't know about you guys. You think that looks really like yellow? Oh yeah. The color we had in there was yellow. Alright. What do you guys think? Look at a little bit more green? I'm not sure. Being really colorblind means all I can really do is, whoops, give it a try and see what happens. Always good to start your airbrush not over your artwork, because if you've been working, it can spit, and you don't want that. kind of an interesting color. Works pretty good with some of the other guys. Although I definitely thought it would be lighter than it appears to be at the moment. I'm just using this bag so that whatever we do, whatever we decide to do to Swamp Thing, we're not doing to Man Thing as well. Though I can 100% see myself going back to Man Thing now that I know some things I didn't know, or that I was successful with some certain colors. That. I think that's kind of looking cool. It's light green though. I feel like kind of tapping out on where I want to use it. Okay. Not much in here, which is cool, so don't want to waste a lot of paint. And we kind of want to try the other one. So that grasshopper was kind of cool. Still not really as bright as I would like it to be. Looking for like a really hot light green that we can use to make some highlights and some detail and stuff. Almost done. Go. That magical sound as we run out. Let's take a look at this color. Oh yeah, this guy is yellow as heck. Yellow as heck. Which I suppose makes sense to be like poison green. It would be like really, really yellow. See that guy? But I don't know, maybe we just need a little of that. That might be fun. Maybe that'd be a good highlight. Just put a drop of water in, like I was saying. Drop for me. Drop for my homies. Same thing, you know, this color is not dramatically different from the other one, so it's not like we really have to clean all the paint out. And then the faster that you clean your paint out, the less stuck on everything it's going to be, so, you know, you don't have to do an entire cup of water every time. You can just do enough to get it out. Whoa. Oh! Hold on one sec, you guys. Airbrush paint is, marker paint, slightly hard to clean up. I don't know. This is like straight up yellow. Alright, I think that we're going to hold off on airbrushing for a sec. And we're going to put the cover back on this paint. Since we don't want it to jump around. Still want to try sepia, but probably in a few. Just get some of these paints backed up. Alright, the other idea would be picking one of those paints and making a marker out of it so that we could try to apply it directly to a localized area. Unfortunately, really, none of those really was screaming out to become a marker. You know? Maybe the grasshopper, just because I don't have one. But I don't know. You know, like it seems like I'm running out of greens. Maybe we want to make one real quick, you guys? Let's make one real quick. We'll use the grasshopper. We'll use this size, which is a 4mm Maltao. I've used both. There probably is more empty, so I don't mean to say both, but both of the kinds of markers I tend to use. This is a Maltao. This is a Montana empty. Comes with a ball bearing. It's I think a 4mm. Not bad, and it's clear, so you can see how much paint you got. Although, ironically, like with all the paint markers, they have this clear strip, but once you put the paint in, it stains the strip, and you can't see what's in there anymore. So maybe it's just about filling, I don't know. But it was a little on the silly side when I first realized that. So what did we say? The poison was yellow. This guy was green. Actually, didn't we have one more? Oh, yeah. Did we try this one? Did we look at this one? Oh, it kind of comes out fast. Oh, that one looks pretty good. Might even be better than the grasshopper. Yeah, let's hold off on the grasshopper and take a look at this guy. Now, the only problem with this one is it seemed a little on the thick side. Just in case anybody was wondering, always close your paint. Always close your paint. I have gotten paint all over me, all around my room many times, many times. In fact, y'all just saw me spill that paint, so I've proved that I can spill paint anytime and any place. So, just know that. So if you were looking for a way not to make a mess, then I would watch somebody else's video. Whoops. You know, I'll need that and I'll be able to reach it. All right, well, we're going to give it a try. So here's what you do real quick. So this is our marker. I feel like the last video I did, I was doing a marker. But anyway, you pull out the capillary system, which this is a sort of like a spring chamber that allows the nib, which is saved inside of here. I doubt you can see it. But it's there, you know, the nib, and it dips it into paint, which is what this reservoir should be filled with. Now, I am the king of putting too much paint in right away. Whoops. I'm also the king of trying to do something with paint I haven't opened. Oh, I'm not the king of anything, really. I'm just pretending to be. So I usually figure you fill this guy up a little more than halfway, close your paint, and then put it back together, give it a good shake, see if you can activate it, because if you can't, we can add a little bit of water to it, but if we fill it up to the top with paint, you know, we can't. Now, as I said, you could see that it was only half filled. Now it seems to be completely filled. All right. Funnest thing of making markers is starting markers. So we're going to take our extremely messy notepad here and see if we can get this one going. If not, we're going to have to add a little water. Whoa! There you go. Look at that. You guys see that? I love watching it creep down. Hey, there we go. Hey. See how it's sort of creeping down? This is absolutely what you want in your paint marker. It's really the funnest part of of the disposable or the refillable markers is building them up, getting them going. It is really, really fun. Now see how it kind of creeps down through the creeps down through the felt there, starting to fill up. I keep shaking it, pushing it, and all we're doing is dipping it into the reservoir of paint until it's basically like sucked up paint all the way around. This one here is almost done. You can see there's just a little white left, like right there. And it's creeping down, and it's pretty much good to go. Hey, pretty much good to go. Green all the way around. So now we're gonna see what we can do with this new color. This is why I put the garbage bag on. All right, now we got our clothes paint here. Got the marker we just made. Let's get back over here. All right. Just want to do a quick test to see, what kind of green. Oh yeah, that's the kind of green we're looking for. All right, we want something a little brighter so that we can see some of these plants a little better. These offshoots and stuff. Right. All right. A little of that stuff. A little of this green in here. The color we're using out here just didn't really stand out. Didn't really hold out. Like to do some more grass in this one because this one has a real grass vibe, I feel like. Also overlapping, I think looks cooler. Let's get rid of me. Hold this down for you guys a little. I'm kind of working in this area here. All right. Sometimes it's cool to paint with white so that you can bring another color in after, and it'll have way more strength because the white will pick it up off the background. Right? Okay. So this was a good investment of an empty marker. We do have to make a quick label for it, otherwise won't be able to remember what it is. So let me grab that. Labeler. All right. What color was it again? So here's what I'm using for a labeler. This is a Brother million-year-old labeler. So here we're going to write, what was it again? permanent green light, so we'll just call it green light. Print. These are so much better than back in the day. I'd always just write it on there. And if you write it on there, it's going to rub off. That's the deal with that. So I had to start using these labels. Now these labels also eventually rub off. They also are super challenging to get started. You know, when you go to peel them off, they don't always work with you. This one actually seems like it might be okay. Yep. Oops. Oh, that's perfect. Ah. All right, well, we got this guy started. That's all that matters with that. So we just stick it on the marker we just made. Oh, there we go. Got to stick it somewhere where you can read it. Lately I've been thinking about sticking it around right here. Because although you might get paint on it, with a white background, it's much, much easier to see. Yeah, I'm going to label all my markers there from now on. So this is our light. Alright, I'm going to try some other stuff. Now I feel like it gets so dark so quick with my hand in the way. Let me try one extra thing. You guys tell me what you think of additional light. See, that light might help wash out the shadows of my hands. Right? And then this guy will help be able to see it a little better. Being blind is no fun. Let's see what color this is. This one is our lightest green. This guy's a screaming green, if it even is a green. Seems like something totally else. Let's try something a little darker than that one. That one's scary. It's like, be careful what you wish for. This guy looks real bright too. You guys see that okay? This is real light too, but I'm thinking could throw some of our new green on top of it, and maybe that'll give us a two-tone, you know, kind of thing. Let's see what happens if we jump on with our other green. Okay. And now this guy we were just using. So this guy is also really bright. So I was kind of thinking about this green, which is our definitely a different kind of green. Try to get a little stuff going here. Mm-hmm. Just got to grab my reference again, a little bit extra reference. See if I can get anything else going. Everybody draws Swamp Thing a little different, you know. It's actually awesome. Alright. Alright. I think that I want to do some more sort of viney, flowery kind of things. And more grass. It's getting harder and harder for me to see it. Too much light is a problem too. You have more time to do this kind of sloppy blending with paint marker than you do with the airbrush. Paint on the airbrush is going on so thin that it dries almost instantly. Unless you pool it, which I did a few times. If you pool it, then it takes a bit longer to dry. But even so, it dries really, really fast. So, one of the reasons to use it, you know, is it dries so fast, you can continue working directly on it. Yesterday I was talking about skip, and that's the problem only problem I have with this nylon tip marker is occasionally it skips along. You can't go one direction, because if you catch any of the wood, then it's going to skip, and skipping gives me a line that I seriously don't care for. Okay, so this is a cool one for a bit more detail. I do think that I'm gonna go back over it with our new friend green. Okay, same thing. Use it for a little bit of a highlight there. Some damage up here too. I'm not sure how that happened. I did use this work in a show, at a comic book convention back in November. It seems possible since we're in November again. I can believe that was a year ago. So the travel is probably like a pretty good chance for it to get damaged. Since I haven't done a lot of shows with this work, with any of my work, I had a hard time figuring out the best way to move things. And the way I chose was not ideal. I won't be doing it that way again. Never pack with the intention is to carry as few things, make as few trips as possible. You can make it so that nothing is too heavy for you, but oops, a little too quick. All right. I feel like that's a little too much root right there. But I do want to add a lot more root kind of everywhere else. This root right here is a scratch across the deck. We're gonna have to figure out a way to deal with. It's funny that I always use all matte paints, but this is so reflective, I'm having a hard time even seeing my lines. Okay. Using a lot of this little guy, but I really feel like that I can go over a lot of it, and then B, that it's breaking away the way I kind of wanted something to do. It's stepping out. That's what we need. Something to bring up. Because at the end, I'm obviously going to go in with a huge amount of black and just go around everything. And, that black is not adding as much dimension as it's exaggerating the dimension we've created already. So, gotta try to create some here before we come in with that one. I always think of Swamp Thing as being more, how do you say that? Swampier? I think he's a little bit swampier. When you look at Swamp Thing, you sort of see a lot of texture, a lot of darkness and stuff, grab a little bigger version of this guy. What we got here? All-purpose gray. It's not what we want, and that guy was too bright. I think we wanted our friend Vile Green. Let's see if we can add him in here a little bit. Alright, so this guy is much darker, but he might work with that other paint a little. Alright, get it up here a little more so you guys can see it. Now, what I want to do in here is just have a little of this color push down our other color, but not obliterate it. I don't know. It's kind of a dark green actually, and for me it feels really brown. Is it brown to you guys? I'm colorblind, so if it's brown to you guys. Just trying to pull out a little bit of paint here and there. Okay. Alright, I think that guy's done what we needed him to do. What was the other one I wanted to use? I'm not sure I remember what this one looks like. Looks kind of similar, I feel like. Oh no, this is a good one. I probably looked a little foolish, so I had to take that guy out. Okay. Let's hold on to that guy for a sec. Seems like these guys are our working products right now. This guy is our, I believe, our bone. What else we got? Gray. Same green, I think. This one's an ivory, right? Same green, just bigger. Oh wait, this one's a different one. Let's see what happens with this one. Oh yeah, let's try this guy. Oh yeah. This is the way too bright guy. Don't think I can use like anywhere because it's just too bright. This is like a purple. I think it'd be fun to have a little off-color flowers, plants out here. Like this one. Now, of course, because I like it, we will be out. Now, let's see what happens. Go till we can't go anymore. Oh, that's right now? Oh, awesome. Yeah. Let's see if we can steal a little out of the back. And I was just in there and I did not see a refill for future green. Okay, a little in here. Oh, that kind of wiped him right out. Did not mean to do that. Of course, this future green is just what I want to use. Can't have another one, right? Oh, hold on. Future green and future green. Awesome. You, my friend, need to be refilled. Which means I need to buy a refill for you. This guy's working real good. Because he's dark enough to not scream off the page, but light enough to be able to build more information. One of the difficult things, I suppose, of working on a skate deck is that it has so much personality. You know, this deck was used in competition and it's just beat to crap. Which I'm totally fine with because it looks awesome. But it's also something you have to deal with when you're painting on it. Kind of got to keep moving across his bottom of his jaw. Keep the turn correct, you know, of your view. All right, what are you guys thinking? How's it looking so far? That guy helped. Whoa, nobody bail out on me. Color's this one. So kind of a brown. Let's take a look. It looks kind of brown. What I made this one out of, can't remember. Sure, I'm not talking enough. This is a live stream, correct? I am here with you. Sometimes there's just not much to say in the while you're painting. You know, there's. Let's take a look at where we're at compared to yesterday so far. Huh. Yesterday looks a lot darker, I guess. Let's try this. Looks like we now need some black. Next step would be all about black. So let's break out what is our larger blacks. This guy is purple. He's not going to help. All right. All right, here we go. Oh, I'll tell you, I'm having some trouble seeing it. Whoops. Knocking things over and stuff. Maybe the direct light is too much. Don't know. Alright, we got our monster bullet here. Gonna use this for some repair. I said some beats got on here. So now the hope is that those blacks will fade in a little and they'll be a part of the background. And that may happen or it may not. Right. Sounds like my cat's in here somewhere. You can smell it. Can't really smell it, but yeah. Maybe I can smell it. Maybe that's why I smell cat in here. I don't know. I do know we need that evil green we were just using. That's the one that was kind of light. Of course, we do need his head to be in here somewhere. think through here. We're going to need a little more. In fact, all over, we need a little more black in our different roots that are everywhere. Right. Right. Another big root here. Okay. Okay. All right. Seems like the continued wiping and wiping and wiping is a big part of my style, because I apparently can't stop doing it. Kind of like there to be a lot of dots around this time. So I got some in here. Just want something to give these stumps a little. I don't know why I keep calling them different names. They're roots. These are roots. Okay. Hmm. Alright, what's next? These flowers a little bit. Like that twisty action going on there and here. I guess you could say here too. Hmm. Break out a little big white. This guy's beige, but actually, you know, maybe beige would be nice. You guys see that one too far back? Go a little bit. Just throw a little more black line in here. Of course, now my guess is you're too far away. Go. Another task, of course, here is to make sure you didn't miss anywhere that doesn't have paint on it. Because, of course, we want paint to be on all surfaces. Switch over to a big green. There's a spot here that has nothing. back in with a little of this guy. Push back our black a little. Make it all seem a little greener. So we can put here. Got some reference stuff here. And I was thinking I'd like to use we're going to make these guys into flowers. Turns out there's a lot of bright flowers out there. I want to use a little, this is airbrush paint. I want to see if we can use a little bit of heavier, just yellow paint. Got one here, but I wanted to see if we had like orange, huh? See, one looks better. Bright. That marker's a little messed up. It's a little messed up too, but we might be able to make this one work. That kind of sucks. This is light orange again. This one's straw yellow. What's this one? Yep. Let's see if we can get some more reasonable shaped yellow blobs. kind of bright. That one's too bright. Is it our friend Violet Green again? Real dumb. Got it. Don't drop your nib on the ground. Only makes a mess. This was our brown that was working fine. Now it doesn't want to. Maybe it's working. It's just me because. I like the little bit of flowers there. It helps, like, I don't know, give the whole deal a little bit more interest. What do you guys think? Let's take a look at it. Zoom in on it a little. Zoomed in too much. All right, what do you guys think? I'm kind of digging it. What do you got? Oh, think it's looking pretty good. I think we're going to wrap it up there for today because we're pretty much out of time. I want to say thanks to you guys for hanging out with me for these last couple of hours. As usual, I had really great time, and I think things went well. I'm not sure if tomorrow will be more of this piece or something new. Either way, I will be back tomorrow. If anybody's interested in coming to hang